folks, some of the chaotic scene inside the Canadian Parliament building in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada earlier today. And, of course, several instances of shootings around that area. And it, of course, started with a Canadian soldier being shot at the War Memorial. Joining us now is Governor John Sununu, former governor of the state of New Hampshire and former White House Chief of Staff to President George H.W. Bush. Hello, Governor.
How are you today, Steve?
I'm all right. Of course, we're all on edge. The FBI raising its alert posture, NORAD raising its alert posture. ISIS has put the call out for people to do just this thing. We don't know who's doing this, but that's certainly a reason for the FBI and NORAD to do what they've done based on the chatter and the outright calls for terror by ISIS.
Well, it's a dangerous world. It's a tough world. There are bad people out there. I just wished we had a president and a White House that understood that there are really bad people out there trying to do bad things to us.
And the Canadian Embassy in Washington, D.C. put on lockdown as well. I can't help but get out of my mind, Governor, as we are going through this, how that guy got into the White House with the whatever he had on him, and before finally being stopped after he was well into the White House, and how these guys got into the Canadian Parliament. I mean, it's just as serious as we're taking all this, I don't think we're all taking it seriously enough.
Well, we're both Canada and the U.S. We're open societies, and in a way, it's a hallmark of the freedom that we all value, and it is a tough balance to try and deal with remaining that way. Unfortunately, in these times, you have to draw the lines a little tighter, and I just think that in the U.S. at least, we've been unwilling to draw them as tight as we should. But we're getting to a point now where even this president, I hope, is beginning to see the light that there are problems that have to be dealt with.
I understand Jeanne Shaheen, Scott Brown's opponent in New Hampshire, they laughed at her.
Well, we've been laughing at her for years, but they did laugh at her at the debate. She tried to dance and dodge when she was asked about her supporting Obama 99% of the time. As usual, Shaheen gave some kind of a around the barn answer, and the audience even caught it and laughed at her. Look, she had a tough debate. She got caught not telling the truth on her support, her lack of support of nuclear power. She was the campaign manager and frankly the chief advisor for Paul McEachran when McEachran ran against me on one issue and one issue only, and that was to kill the Seabrook power plant. And she was very much a part of that. In 1987, she was on TV, and there's a YouTube video showing her attacking and bashing nuclear power. And last night she tried to say that she's been a longtime supporter. So she got caught again not telling the truth.
And last time we talked, you were very optimistic about Scott Brown's chances. Where are we now, less than 2 weeks out?
I'm still there. He's working hard. Last night's debate should help. I think he's really closed the gap, and now he's got a week and a half, 2 weeks to pull ahead, and I really think Scott's going to pull it out.
And what about the rest of the Senate? When Debbie Wasserman Schultz says we're going to keep the Senate, I think it's looking pretty good.
Look, I am confident. I must admit, I have no idea what the Democrats are doing in order to promote their turnout, other than beginning to play the race card in a number of states like Georgia. But it's when you don't know what they're doing that you just have to double down your own efforts. And I applaud Reince Priebus at RNC and the Senatorial Committee. They're working hand in hand to get Republican and independent and conservative Democratic voters out. But we're now at a stage where it's in the hands of the two ground games. I know the Republicans have a much better ground game than they had 2 years ago in place. I just don't, I admit, I don't know what the Democrats are doing. I hope they don't surprise us like they surprised us last time. But in the absence of a magic surprise on their part, I think we're going to win 7 or 8 seats and take control of the Senate.
All right, Governor. Thank you. Sounds great. Thanks for coming on. Always appreciate it, sir.
Thank you, Steve. Have a great day and be safe.
Yes, that's what I was going to say to you. Be safe. That's what we all have to be concerned with. We'll be back with more of the show right after this, folks.